Hi, I am Marc van Iersel, Professor of Horticulture at the University of Georgia and Director of Project LAMP, which helped make this video. In this brief video, I would like to help you understand the utility bill that you receive on a monthly basis, and specifically what I would like to do is talk about the difference between the electricity cost and the demand charge that you will likely see on your utility bill. These two items together typically make up well over 90% of your total electricity bill. When you receive your electricity bill, you will normally see a number of different items, such as a service and meter charge, which tends to be pretty low. And then the two big ticket items are for the actual amount of electricity that you have used within a billing period and the demand charge that is associated with that. So depending on your particular utility company and the contract that you may have with them, the cost of the electricity that you have used within a billing cycle is based on the total electricity use, which is typically reported in units of kilowatt hours. In this particular example, we see a greenhouse that has times that they pay a peak power price, and they also have off-peak hours during which the cost of the electricity is lower. And so during that off-peak period, providing supplemental lighting is substantially cheaper than it is during the peak period. So you can see here in this hypothetical example that the cost of electricity provided during peak hours is almost $40,000, while more electricity is used during off-peak hours, but because of the lower cost during that period, the total cost of the off-peak electricity that was used is just under 30,000 hours. Typically, this part of the electricity bill is pretty clear and well understood. There is, generally speaking, also another component in your electricity bill that tends to be large, and that is often referred to as the demand charge, although different utility companies may have different terms for this. This demand charge is based on your power use during the 15-minute period, 15 minutes, during each billing cycle, during which you use the most power. And in the case of a greenhouse with supplemental lighting, that would typically be a period that you have all of your supplemental lights on. This demand charge basically is a cost that you get charged because the utility company has to provide enough infrastructure to make sure that they can get that amount of electricity to your facility. And so that demand charge is based on peak power use expressed in kilowatt hours, in kilowatts rather than kilowatt hours. And kilowatts is basically a measure of instantaneous electricity use. And that the rate for that demand charge can be high. And in this example, during this billing cycle, that demand charge would be just over $35,000. So when you then add up all of the different costs that are present on your utility bill, you see that in this specific example, the total monthly electricity cost is $104,000 for a total power usage of 752,000 kilowatt hours. So when you actually take that total cost and divide that by the total amount of power used, you actually see that you pay an effective average price for your electricity, in this example, of 13.8 cents per kilowatt hour that you actually use. So that is actually higher than the on-peak charge of 12 cents per kilowatt hour. So that difference comes from that additional demand charge that is included on your power bill. And in many cases, the demand charge is in the same order of magnitude as the overall charge for the electricity that you have used in a billing cycle. So it is important to understand that demand charge, and if possible, you want to minimize that demand charge by limiting the peak amount of power that you use within a specific billing cycle, although that may not always be practical. Hopefully this video was informative. Thank the United States Department of Agriculture National Institute of Food and Agriculture, who funded this project through the Specialty Crop Research Initiative. And I would also like to thank my cat Claudia behind me here for being a nice prop during the recording of this video. Thank you.